So some of my random thoughts today about, our government and officials and police departments and, most of our institutions are basically we need to almost shut them all down and start over. Like nobody can do their fucking jobs anymore. Police don't know the Constitution. It doesn't seem our politicians do or care. They don't give a fuck about the working class, right? Just more money for bombs and warfare, nothing to help us, nothing to fix what's going on in America. Everybody I talk to, I don't give a fuck if they're left, right, or center, or left of each of those. They're all like, we got to stop spending this money overseas. We got to stop freaking blowing people up. We got to start, we don't have to be China and Russia, but we could partner up with people, right? Just because we don't necessarily agree with their government structure and this and that. Well, a lot of people don't agree with our government structure. The Congress, the Senate is, it's deadlocked all the time. It's like we got to start over there, right? And everybody knows this. The presidency's fucking shit. The Defense Department, the whatever it is, the law department. I'm just drawing a blank because it's like every single agency is basically fucked, right? The CIA, the FBI, Justice Department. That's the term I was looking for. And everybody knows that America or the United States isn't working for most Americans. I don't give a fuck what color you are, what religion you are, unless you're upper class, you make tons of, over $1 million a year or plus, on top of that, whatever, $1 million plus a year. Like you're not part of the club, right? And this country, as we can see, the amount of money that we're given, that we just re-upped on the Pentagon budget, right? On defense contractors and this and that, on the defense, right? Or whatever we want to call it, offense. But on war, they just upped it again, right? So almost $1 trillion a year, right? And then with this thing with Ukraine and, Taiwan's freaking stepping up and, what do we want in this country, or what do we want our country to stand for? Everybody, that's what I was trying to say though. Everybody I talk to is like, we gotta fix us for a while, right? Yes, people are going to be attracted to coming to America as long as we, it's peaceful here and, that they're able to become entrepreneurs and live freely and speak freely. That's what people are attracted to. But if our infrastructure, if our roads and bridges are falling down, and our electric grid is failing at every turn, and and in certain areas there's no water, in other areas there's too much water, the ground's poisonous. We can't feed our own people, and we're spending almost $1 trillion on the military budget. No one will say, hey, the military is making too much money. No, they'll say that your $1,200 or $1,600 or $2,000 check or even $600 a week unemployment is what's causing this, right? Not that the irresponsibility of the financial sector and the manufacturing sector and the greed of corporations and our government, right? We need a working class party. We need a workers' party. I know that sounds communist or whatever the fuck you want to say, but I'm not talking about communism. I'm not talking about capital. I'm not talking about socialism. I'm talking about something that's never been done before. It's been attempted, and a lot of the times when our country benefited, we weren't just pumping the money to the 1%, whatever you want to call it, the corporations and the bigwigs and this and that and blah, 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 all these, defense and big pharma and now tech and yada, 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 right? Because when we were pumping money into the economy, especially after World War II, after we figured out that when you bomb your main technology competition would be Germany, right? And your manufacturing technology would be Japan back in those days, right? When we bombed them back to the Stone Age, a certain amount of your citizens do really well, right? and we were attempting to build the middle class, and that did actually help, and building the roads and bridges and infrastructure and electrical grids, and we need to do something about energy now. We can't keep, we're going back to burning coal and all this stuff, and there's these new nuclear plants that we could do. There's all kinds of innovations that if we just, if we decided to be cooperative amongst the globe, it would benefit everybody. I get it. Our government thinks that the Chinese are shady, and maybe they are, and they think we're shady, and our government, and same thing with Russia, and vice versa, and it's all this distrust, and who can blame it, right? Who can blame it? We all kind of, we've all got our hands dirty. We've all got blood on our hands, even those of us who are anti-war and this and that. I mean, we all pay for this, right? We all pay for it. But I don't know, those are just some thoughts that I'm having about certain things going on in the world, I'm not saying that, that the Ukrainian people don't deserve to be free. I'm not saying that the Russian people don't deserve, same thing with the Chinese, everybody, that's not what I'm saying. I don't support, the January 6th stuff here, you know what I mean? I don't support what happened on January 6th, but the people who were directly responsible, the people who went through the windows and this and that, and broke stuff, they're all the ones who are going to be held responsible. I mean, they're trying with this thing to take, well, I don't know, they're trying to get it so that Trump can't win next time. I get that, I guess, I don't know if I agree with the tactics. You put up a better candidate with better policy ideas and things like that, and you're going to win, you know what I mean? I mean, that's the honest truth. But this, this victimization and, making people enemies and this and that, I just don't think that that's our way forward. In country or out, like I said before, idiot ping pong, right? So we're going to go to the Republicans this time, and, then they can't do it either, because we got the same freaking Nimrods in power, you know what I mean? These same morons coming from the same schools, coming from, you know what I mean? And a lot of them are not coming up through the working class anymore, same thing with the press, right? The press aren't coming up through the working class anymore. That their parents made good on being, maybe just high school graduates and, gumshoes, they call it. Oh no, is that Texas? But whatever, and they would, they take down stories, and they weren't part of the establishment, but then over time they made more money, they got benefits, they sent the kids to college, and the kids were kind of still on the outside, but then eventually their kids become part of the upper class society, as I call it, Hollywood for the ugly, which is DC. Sorry, my nose is itchy for some reason, but probably gotta trim my nostril hairs, you probably see them. But anyway, yeah, I've mentioned it before. Maybe we need people like a Chris Smalls. I mean, I have ideas. I just, I come from a very, very shady background. I mean, I'm a decent human being. I care for people and my children and I care for the future of our nation and the world. I really do. But I have a criminal record. I have a criminal past. Drug dealing, assault and batteries, some valid and some not. The drug dealing was valid. Some of the assault and batteries with a dangerous weapon were not valid, but, I mean, my past is my past. I've come a long way. You can ask anybody. But anyhow, or ask me, I'll tell you. But, yeah, I just, I wanted to get some of my thoughts out, and I'm not always going to be on point with some of my thoughts. I do like interacting with people and thinking, hearing what other people think. I like to say I'm a GEDologist. I do have like some college shit, but it was trade school and stuff, so it wasn't really like, books and all that much, but it was more hands-on, which is, that's kind of how I learned. But I'm not saying, so what I'm saying is I don't know everything, I'm coming at these different topics and situations only with my limited knowledge. I mean, I've been all over America somewhat, United States, I should say. And I've been into Europe, a few places, not like crazy, but I don't know much about the rest of the world. I know what I watch a lot of documentaries, I read stuff, I listen to to other political views that I mean, sometimes I listen to stuff that I don't even fucking agree with, you know what I mean? And I get annoyed, man. You know? Like, I mean, I know a lot of people like Tucker Carlson and all, and a lot of people don't, you know? I don't like the guy's voice, but, you know, I don't know why. And so I can't really, yeah, I don't know. It's just a preference thing, you know what I mean? But like, when he's the only, like, mainstream media anti-war guy, I mean, that baffles my fucking mind, you know? I don't feel like I'm less left than I was before, or I guess, I mean, I'm a true liberal or progressive. I don't like those terms, though, you know. Well, okay, so I guess I'm not a Democrat, right? But those terms, a liberal, progressive, and, you know, they don't mean the same anymore. They don't mean the same thing anymore, you know. And I guess there was always kind of some of that, you know, the people that would call the cops on us in Cambridge and things like that, you know, they were very liberal, but not when it came to noise in their neighborhoods or kids smoking weed in the park. But yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. I always think to myself, like, what are they trying to take the focus off when they're so gung-ho about something, you know? And it's usually extracting wealth and money from us, the poor motherfuckers who built, you know, who are running the country, basically, you know? I mean, remember, they understood how much power labor had. Remember how much power labor had over the last couple of years? And now all of a sudden, when labor has some fucking teeth in it, the bottom falls out from the economy, right? I've been saying that they can pop any of these bubbles, the economy bubbles, anytime they want. You know what I mean? And so when do they do it, right? When labor has some fucking balls, right? So it has some teeth. You know, when do they do it? When we're focusing on bombing other nations, you know what I mean? And they're focusing too much. Now all of a sudden gas is $7 a gallon, and, you know, milk is fucking, you can't find it, or eggs, or whatever it is, you know? I mean, when are we gonna wake up? You know, when are we gonna wake up and start embracing each other? And we have to start locally, you know, and I know, you know, I need to get involved more, and, you know, but sorry, I had a call coming in. But, you know I got to get involved more, and I'm trying, you know, I really am. And, you know, I want to do this video thing, and, you know, and who knows what's going to happen with that. You know, I like communicating with people. I'd like to hear what other people's opinions are. What can we do? Like, you know, co-ops for businesses, instead of like when a big corporation comes in and says, hey, I want to buy this business, and this, you know, say it employs 1,000 people, or 800 people in this small community, you know, like, and that employs other people, because, you know, it does trickle out amongst the community when you pay people, you know, not when you give it to the corporations. When you pay the actual people, they spend it in the community, and we all benefit. So if you take a big corporation, or like a big place that's about to be, if you take a place that's about to be bought up by a big conglomerate or something, or like, you know, some Chinese or whatever country, right? And then all of a sudden they don't have leaning towards your community. They just shut that down. Well, it's not cost effective anymore, you know. So we're gonna move it to China, or we'll move it to wherever, right? Now all those jobs are gone, and the community falls down. And so I'm just hearing now that the Supreme Court voted to send Roe versus Wade back to the states. So, wow, this is just coming out now. Anyway, yeah, so to start co-ops for businesses rather than sell them to these big conglomerates, right? So our government would come in and go, hey, we're going to help you with a co-op. We're going to give you low interest loans. You guys will be the owners of the place. The same thing with housing projects, right? Things like that. Like you make them into co-ops so people have ownership in that. You know, I got a lot of ideas, and, you know, like I said, you know, I don't know if people will forgive my past in order to let me run or even get my ideas out there. But all right, well, this freaking abortion ruling just came down, and wow, this is gonna be an issue. Whew, could be a dark day. I don't know, you know what I mean? I got a daughter, I got women, I got female friends that I care for, and, you know, I think, I think it's a bad precedent that we're saying it's up to the state to decide what you can do with your body. I mean, there's got to be a cutoff time, but all right, I don't want to get into it now. It's a 15 fucking minute video. I'll talk to you guys later, man. Hey, have a good day. Woo, it's going to be, yeah. All right, have a good day. Peace.